catalyst for change with the chance to thrive. Crystal is the one to stir up gifts and save lives. You get exposure, promotion, and marketing too. And advertise for business owners just like you. On Storytime, your interview is global. Virtual or in person, just come on the show. Yo, your story matters. Crystals will open the door. 40 years of experience, ready to give you more on Storytime. Get ready for Storytime. Hey, come on.
Good evening. How you doing? It's Sunday. It is Sunday. What's today? It is July the 9th. How y'all doing today on this July 9th? Man, oh man, oh man. I'm so excited to be here for another episode of Storytime. And I have a young lady that I've met on Instagram. Once again, Instagram. I have met so many people on Instagram, y'all. The internet is truly, truly real. If you hear people say the connections are real, they really, really are. So I have a young lady that is going to join me, and her name is Dawn Ellison, and she's a New Yorker too, so that's even more cool. She's a New Yorker. I definitely know she's a New Yorker, and I'm gonna see which one lets me bring you in, Dawn. I'm gonna try to bring you in over here. So let me bring you in over here and say welcome. Come on, join the room. Are you there? I see you. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, now I'm
Come
trying
up
to
on your
get
IG too.
Okay, I'm trying to get you situated. Okay, I see the request. There it is.
Okay.
All right, we rocking and rolling. If I can get you accepted, then we can. Yes. Yeah. All right.
I'm sure you can see me on this one too.
Okay, so now we get to go. So now we got to turn the volume down on your devices. Yeah. Got to definitely turn the volume down on one of the devices, so we'll be good to go.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the building today. We got it.
Hold on. Turn the volume down.
Yeah, turn one of your devices down.
Okay, hold on. Maybe it's this one I gotta turn down.
Turn one off completely. Like turn the IG one off. They'll hear you. Okay. So I don't know what happened. I don't see you on the other camera. So ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on. Okay. Oh Lord. I'm just about to put y'all together like this.
Yeah, that's better. How's it going? How's the sound, everybody? Let me know how the sound is. So, ladies and gentlemen, today's guest is Miss Dawn Ellison. We know her as Coach D. Coach D is in the building right here from New York City. Some of you may have seen her out here on Instagram. I want to welcome those on YouTube, StreamYard, Business, LinkedIn, Facebook, everywhere too. And we're going to have a good time. We're going to find out a little bit about everything this young lady has been doing out here. Up in the house, getting all this stuff done. How you doing today?
I'm hanging in there, you know. I just suffered a loss of a good friend. I went to her funeral on Friday, so I'm a little drained. But
I'm so sorry. I didn't know that. I'm sorry to hear that. Now, do me a favor. On this camera over here, I need you to come over a little bit just move over just
this
a
one?
little bit to your right. Move to your right a little bit. Yeah, move to your right. There you go. Okay. So, let me ask you this question. Some people may not know who Coach D is. Some people may not have seen Code 31 magazine. You know, some people may not know about Code 31 Apparel or Code 31 Media or Code 31 Media TV. So before we go there, I don't want you to show nothing yet because I know you're ready. Before we go there, let's talk about the person, that little girl, that basketball player, Dawn Ellison. Who is Dawn Ellison?
Dawn Ellison is a young lady from Southside Jamaica, Queens, born and raised right across from Baisley Park. Grew up with an older brother and sister, but I more so hung out with my older brother who was 8 years older than me, and he told me if I wanted to hang with him, I got to do the things that he does. So I played sports. I started with baseball from 10 to 12. Then I went to basketball. But when I played baseball, he threw the baseball at me to see if I was tough and to see if I would quit. And I didn't quit. And I wound up playing in Jamaica Central Little League, where I was a pitcher, shortstop, second base, outfield, and I won a championship. And I was one of 4 young ladies to play amongst the boys in Jamaica Central. Then at 12, I said no more baseball. I got into basketball. My brother, the first time I went for a layup, boom, he knocks me to the ground. Again, he wanted to see my toughness. And I'm telling him, Mark, I'm not going to quit, but if you hit me again, I'm going to tell daddy. So, so Baisley Park, where I live across the street from, it molded me into the young lady that I am today, from me being a young athlete, following my brother's footsteps through basketball, through playing basketball, then actually coaching in his memory. Um, I played high school basketball at Hillcrest High School, and then I played college basketball at Mercy College.
Wow. So your
So,
brother passed away.
2009.
I'm sorry to hear
And my
that.
sister passed away 2015.
Oh my goodness.
So
So
I'm the only one left out of the 3.
you're like, wow, I lost my brother. I still have my sister. She's still living. And sorry to hear that. Are
Yeah.
parents still living?
Yes, my parents are still living.
Excellent, excellent. So when you were a young girl going through junior high and high school,
Oh, I played the drums also in junior high school.
okay,
The
okay,
big
you were
bass drum. My mother had me wearing high heels at graduation, holding that big bass drum, and I never understood why. I was already tall. I didn't need to wear heels. But, you're not going to tell your mother no.
wow, wow, okay, okay. So you were a drummer girl, little drummer girl. Was you good at it? Did you have some
Of
rhythm?
course I was.
Okay, okay.
I'm
So
very
let me
good
ask
at
you,
everything that I do.
when did you decide that you wanted to be a businesswoman and open up all these different businesses? Because you
When I
came
got
up with,
injured on my job in 1996, I had no choice but to become an entrepreneur. I didn't know what it was back then, but I was forced into being that because I was a teacher's aide with special ed boys in a high school setting. The kids got into a fight. The teacher stepped in the way, got punched in the back of the head. When I removed the kid, I tore my rotator cuff in my left shoulder with nerve damage from the neck, elbow to the wrist. And instead of them fixing my shoulder, they mentally tried to make me think there was nothing wrong with me. I could return to work. They sent me to an IME doctor, which is an independent medical examiner, but they really work for the insurance company to convince you that there's nothing wrong with you and you can return back to work. So they tried to do that to me, but no. So what happened is when you're dealing with workers' comp, you have to have a doctor and a lawyer that are really going to be dedicated to you because they will not get paid in the beginning. They will try to starve them out, and you're going to be pretty much on your own. So when they took my money from me, I draw. So my mother was like, use your drawing. That's your first gift from God. So this is like the kind of artwork that I draw.
oh wow,
So
I see it over there. Hold it up on Instagram. I saw it over here, but on Instagram it's too low. Hold up. Oh nice. Oh wow, that's really good. Let me
so
see
I
another. Oh my goodness. Oh
So I
wow. Move
draw
over.
freehand. I draw
I
freehand.
can't see it on this screen. Come over on the other
I've been
screen.
drawing for a long time.
Wow. Wow.
And my
That's
mother
really
said,
good.
"This is your gift from God." So hold on. There you go. So use your gift from God. So I started out with Empty Pockets Apparel in 2000, and then 2013 is when I created Code 31 Apparel. And then 2018 is when I did Code 31 Media. And Friday made 5 years that I've been doing that. So
So
I was kind of
let
forced
me
into
stop
being
you.
an entrepreneur.
Let me stop you because I know you got a lot in you. So let me ask you this. Code 31. How did you come up with that name?
It's an acronym. Competition officially doesn't exist. 31 is my basketball number, so I implement that in everything I do, which means I'm not worrying about what nobody else is doing. I focus on what I have to do for my platform.
Say that again.
Competition
Competition.
officially doesn't exist. 31 is my basketball number.
Wow. Competition officially doesn't exist. So, with that being said, you are very competitive and you didn't have any worry about who you were competing against. You were going out there to win.
Yes, I have a basketball mentality, and I get that from my brother. And what he used to always tell me is, don't talk trash first. Let them talk trash and then make them pay. Make them regret even telling you that you wasn't good enough. And I still deal with that in media. So I just use that basketball mentality in the media world right now.
Wow. Now, listen, that's how we met. It takes me back to the day that we met. We met during the championship game of LSU. I
Yes.
was on live and I was hyped watching that game. And then you tapped in, and that's the first time we met. And we were talking about that game and how good the game was and everything like that. So when you say that, that reminded me of that. And then we got to talking, and I found out that you were into media, and you told me about Code 31 magazine. So I know that you do Code 31 magazine. I know that you have Code 31 apparel. I know that you have Code 31 media and that you have Code 31 media and TV. So everything is based around Code 31. And I know that that first episode you did was with KRS1.
My first
Now,
interview ever was with KRS1.
Now,
Shout out
put
to
that
him.
up. Hold that up over here on IG. We can't see
Oh,
it. Hold it
IG.
up on IG. Yeah, that's awesome. Now move it over to the camera for over here on other camera to the right. Move it to your right. Move it to your right. Yeah, that's amazing. So you're not positioned. If you could position yourself in such a way that you could do both cameras, but somehow you're working yourself double because you have to do it left to right. But that's amazing. Let's talk about that, sis. So you
Okay, so
started
this
Coke.
happened at the 35th anniversary of Ralph McDaniel's Video Music Box. They had a celebration for it in Brooklyn in 2018, July 7th, 2018. And literally, I went there, I got backstage, and KRS-One was the very first person that I approached, and I was very nervous. I had never done media like this, never nothing to this extent, and he made me feel very comfortable. We talked for about 10, 15 minutes. And this is actually from the second interview that I did with him at the Borough concerts.
Wow. So
So,
let's talk about that. So the competition could really stand for confidence because you got some confidence on you too. Because I see that you were confident enough to step in that room, having never been a media personality, and you walked in there like you belonged there.
I
So,
was nervous. I was very nervous.
and
But,
so,
like, when you know that your back is against the wall and people don't expect you to be Code 30, they didn't know who I was then. Okay, because I was doing stuff for other platforms. Shout out to David Slims the Bank. I started with him taking the money at the door, doing a little security. Then I moved to Elegant Hoodness Showcase. Rest in peace to AD the General. But I was working with other platforms, just giving them my ideas, $1 million ideas. And sometimes when people don't appreciate what you bring to the table, you got to go and build your own table. So I decided to go build my own table in 2018. And I want to thank DJ Frank White and Ralph McDaniels, because Ralph McDaniels sat me down at the Queens Public Library and he said everybody wants to be a part of Video Music Box and start their career. I want you to create your own platform, create your own lane, put the work in, and let people come to you.
and you know, it's funny you said that because that is exactly what they tell you. I remember when somebody mentioned something like that to me. It's easier. That's what a young lady, a lot of us follow her online. If you ever came across Kendra G, she said she created her own. A lot of people are creating their own lane, their own space. It takes a mind of dedication and determination to do that. And guess what? You got to be able to go through the no's to do that. You got to be able to go through the NO's. People are going to shut doors on you. People are going to
Yes.
say no, but you got to be able to take that, and you got to be able to keep your head up and keep going. How hard would that for you?
Hold on one sec. Mommy, get the door. I'm doing an interview. Lay down, Chuck. Go ahead.
Now, when you got those no's, talk about that for a minute. How hard was it? Did it discourage you at first?
Hold on, Jasmine. I'm doing an interview. Go.
That's okay. Do it.
Go.
Do it if you need to
Go.
mute.
He's good. He's good. Come. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No problem. This is real life, y'all. This is live. This is live.
Don't you start. Lay down. I'm sorry, y'all.
Is that a big dog?
Yeah, he's a German Shepherd. Chuck, I am going to spank you. You're going to get a spanking on live TV. Lay down. He laughing at me, y'all. Chuck, I'm not playing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I love German Shepherds. I had a German Shepherd. I can't help but laugh at the dog. Because they do have a personality. A lot of people don't know dogs can understand you, man. They understand exactly what you're saying.
He understands what I'm saying.
So talk to me about how it felt when you got that first no.
When I got the first no, it bothered me. I used to take a lot of things very personally when people tell me no, especially when I know that I'm working very hard and I deserve the opportunity. But because I'm not one to kiss people's butts or sleep around or cut anybody's throat to get what I need, I get no's. So I just keep creating more platforms for myself to where you can't tell me no. Eventually you're going to say, well, damn, this girl is everywhere doing stuff for Code 30. Well, we eventually going to have to tell her yes.
Now move up in IG. They can't see the book. In IG, show the albums again. Yeah, there you go. Show the covers. There you go. And so who's that on the second one?
Okay, so this is the TikToker edition. This is Hot Granny. Her name is Korshana Whitley Walker. And this is Nikki. My Life, My Reality. I'm on TikTok, and I decided to do a TikTok edition of 21 TikTokers who would tell their personal stories in my magazine. So you don't have to be a celebrity to be featured in my magazine. I create different outlets for you to be in my magazine. Yeah. And this is the poetry book I did for my dad. He creates his own poetry.
Oh, that's so nice. Show that over here on this camera because I can't see it on this camera. Oh, that is beautiful. Wow. Wow. So look at the quality. The quality of the color is amazing. It's such a great quality. So let's talk for a minute. Okay, so you got no, you took it personal, and you made a decision. So did you do all this by yourself, or did you sit down and write it out, and you wrote it out?
No, I write all my magazines myself, and I have my friend Jerry Fontillo from Fontillo Photos. He helps me create the covers of it, but I pretty much do all the writings and stuff by myself.
So you decided you have the apparel company, you have the media company, you have the magazine. Which one came first?
The apparel.
So Code 31 apparel. Talk to me about that. What kind of apparel is that? Is it hip hop? What is it? What kind of clothing?
Like I said, it's like hip hop characters. It's unisex. Boys and girls can wear it. I even have my church people wearing it.
You know? Oh, so you took your drawings and put it on. Oh, wow.
Yes, and I put it on apparel. So this is what it actually looks like on apparel. So this is my hockey style jersey.
Oh, nice. Hold that up over here on this camera. I can't see it on IG. I see it over there. Well, hold it up some more. Oh, you got to hold it all the way up. Oh, wow. Nice. Oh, now move it up.
I got this made overseas.
Okay.
And then this is my other jacket. It's a varsity jacket.
Wow. Slide that over on this camera over here. So, okay. So now let me ask you something. Do you have sponsors for all this?
No, I don't. I have a sponsor for my podcast and my magazine, but I am looking for clothing sponsors. If somebody wants to dress me for my interviews, whether it be in person or in studio, and I am looking for sponsors for the magazine and the podcast because it costs me money to do my podcast every month, and it costs me money to produce these magazines.
It costs money. That's right. So that's why people have to come together to work together to offset the cost. And a lot of
Hmm.
time people understand it takes a lot of time. Do
Yes.
you get overwhelmed with the duties that it takes to
I
do
do
all?
get overwhelmed at times, but then I know that there's people out here that want me to fail. So that makes me even more motivated to say, yeah, I know you don't want to see me succeed, especially with the TikTok edition. I'm working on part two. And I get so much grief on TikTok. It's like people are so mad at me for trying to give a platform to people that normally don't get to shine. And why would you be upset with that? If I'm giving you an opportunity to be on the same platform with celebrities like T.I. and Rakim and all those are in my magazines. But I'm giving y'all your own magazine, the TikTok edition, and you're upset with me. Why? You're upset with me? Why? You have your own TikTok edition. There are 21 stories in here. There are 21 amazing people with stories from abuse, domestic violence, sexual
Hold it up
assault,
over
and
here.
all that,
Wow,
overcoming
that's
all that,
amazing. Wow,
you
that's
know?
amazing.
And you're upset with me for what?
Can you see the camera? Because on the IG one, when you do it, you can't see it. Yeah, there you go. Wow, that's amazing.
These are amazing people. And look, this is the advertisement for her clothing line. I just helped her create her own company, her clothing line. Agape love is a thing. You know what I mean? And she's even teaching me how to have agape love for people that truly don't deserve to be in my life. But so
Wow.
I'm working on that.
Okay, so you're meeting people, and do you have a team of people helping you?
No, just me and my boy Jerry. And like I said, High Granny sponsors the podcast and the magazine. So no, I don't have a team.
Now let's go back to what you said. You said you got hurt on the job. So you do
Yes.
all this in the process of being in pain and in
Yes.
process.
And this is my new motto: peace through the pain. So workers comp, I've been dealing with them for 27 years, and I'm actually about to do a whole issue of my magazine on my case. They did not bother me for 12 years. They did not bother me until I became Code 31 Media, and they see the celebrities and all that, and then they just assume, oh, well, she's getting a lot of money and everything. No, I don't get a dime from this. This is my peace. I get mental peace by doing media, okay? Because I'm also a caregiver to my parents. Every morning, 7:30 in the morning, my dad's already on his toilet waiting for me to take care of him. Besides the injuries to my left shoulder and my neck, I was in a car accident that messed up my right shoulder and my lower back. My left knee was completely torn. I just had surgery March 20th for that. I have plantar fasciitis in both feet and diabetes. So I'm faking where?
So hold on. On top of that, I heard you say you're a caregiver to your parents.
Yes.
I want to stop and pause for a moment and give you applause for that, because that right there is commendable. There are so many people who are so busy, and you definitely are being very productive. You have a lot going on, but you still make time
They
for
come first.
your
Your
parents.
parents are supposed to come first. They took care of me all this time. Now I have to switch roles and I have to take care of them. It's not a choice for me. If you grew up in my era, I'm 52 years old. You have to take care of yours. They took care of me. They still taking care of me. If I didn't have my parents right now, disability doesn't pay me a lot of money. That's why I think it's very, I think they have the audacity to try to tell me what to do with my life when you only give me $349.86 every 2 weeks, and you take it away from me when you feel like it. But you could put me under surveillance and use my social media against me and say, oh, look, she's doing media. Oh, look, she's dancing on TikTok for 20 seconds. But do you know that is my mental outlet for the pain that I have to endure every day so that I don't go outside and hurt somebody's kid or a innocent adult that did nothing to me because I'm so angry? I lost my brother. I was his shadow for 38 years. I lost him in 2009. Then I lost my sister in 2015. And can you imagine when your family like don't even talk about them like they don't exist?
Have you thought about doing a magazine for your siblings
Yeah,
and keeping them?
I'm
I actually
yeah.
would like. I would love to talk to you about that, because you know, one of the things that I see that we have in common is that we know that people's stories matter, and everybody has one, but the one who really matter are the ones who are no longer here to speak for themselves. And a lot of times, I am a person. I have pictures. Like if I turned the camera around, you would see pictures around my walls in my home. I came up like that. In my house, we have pictures. And the sad thing is, in society today, everything is digital. So people don't have a lot of pictures because everything is on your phone. People don't even carry cameras. And it's sad, but people do have to tell the stories of the loved ones who are no longer here because there was a story with each of their lives. And so I encourage you to do something to let their legacy live on. You have all these outlets. You can do an outlet. You can do something with the clothing line and
Oh
create.
yeah, I have a clothing line that I had did for them a while back. But the
Oh,
selfishness of family, I kind of just took a
got you.
step back. But I do have a clothing line that I did for my sister and brother called Manny, which is MA for my brother for Mark and NI for my sister for Nina. And then I put their birthdays together, so it was Manny 19. So my sister is July 1st and my brother is September 9th. So I
Wow.
might bring that back, and I'm also going to get the court redone for my brother in his memory. We're working on that also.
Yes. And so maybe an episode for people. There may be other people like you who want to, like I talk a lot about my brother and I was tight. My brother and I was tight. We talk every day. He would get on that train in Manhattan and go to work, and he would leave from Queens because he lived in Queens too, right off Jamaica Avenue. And he would catch the train and until back in the day, you couldn't talk on the phone. Now you can get a little service on the trains. I could talk to
Mm-hmm.
people and they answer. I said, "Oh, you on the train?" So
Right.
the subway is getting a little better now. People can
Yeah.
answer the phone. And I ain't talking about when you're going on the 4 and 5 outside. I'm talking about down underground. You can
Yeah.
talk to someone and they can get service. So we used to
Yeah.
talk every day, man. So I know what it's like to want to do something to share the memory of a loved one. So that may be something to talk about. I would
Yeah.
love to have that conversation. But let's go back to some of these celebrities now. So for somebody who stepped out on faith,
Mm-hmm.
walked into a room
Mm-hmm.
with no, did you have the credentials? How
No,
you
I didn't
didn't have
have
the
it back
credentials?
then. I have it now.
Made your own credentials. Okay.
I didn't have
What?
anything that day. I came in there as Code 31 Media. I didn't have no credentials, nothing. I just had my cameraman. We didn't even have a microphone that day.
So let's talk about that for a minute. There may be someone who is watching this that wants to start a podcast. They want to do interviews. They want to do a magazine. They want to do something, but they don't have the resources. They don't have the help. They don't have the background. They don't have the experience.
I don't really have resources. I just figured it out. Like, I write all my stories on Canva, Canva. It's an app, a free app. They have a free version. They have a paid version, and they have all types of templates on it. So if you want to make a logo or a clothing line or a magazine, they have all the templates, and then you just take out what they have and implement what you want to put in there. I use InShot to do my editing for my videos, for my interviews. You just use the free tools that are out here in these apps until
And
you can build up and get the money to get other people. My cameramen, thank God to them, they just ride out with me. They could easily be like, "Oh, you got to pay us $300 to $500," and no, they see who I'm interviewing and stuff, and they want to be on that journey with me. Who gets the opportunity to meet a Ti and a Rakim and a KRS One and all these people that I'm meeting? But I've had cameramen that say, "Oh, I got to get my money," and I know they punch in the air right now because they missed out on opportunities to be around me. I even interviewed our new mayor, Eric Adams. I interviewed Senator Cordell Clear, Chuck Schumer. Like, I do politicians as well. It's deeper than hip hop and R&B.
so when you go up to these people,
Mm-hmm.
what do you say? What is your posture? How do you get their
I
attention?
said my name is Coach D. I never introduced myself as Dawn Ellison. Everybody's not gonna know who Dawn Ellison is. You got to get past Coach D because this is a very fake industry. And I'm not going to open myself up and allow you to know who I am as Dawn Ellison. You have to get past Coach D and Code 31 first. And then once I see that you a real one and we can really build, then some people never get to see Dawn Ellison. I've always introduced myself as Coach D. But you have to have thick skin in this industry, and you got to know everybody's not your friend. You got to know that it's a very cutthroat industry. You got to know that it's a small industry. It may look huge, but everybody knows everybody. And just to let you know, remember I told you I just went to a funeral for my friend. I just found out that another close friend of mine didn't even realize that that was her cousin until she said, wait a minute, my cousin is there. And then her cousin called and said, yo, that's our cousin. So you never know who knows who or what. And you just got to treat people how you want to be treated.
Wow. So do you think you coached at one point, correct?
Yes, I coach basketball. Yes.
So do you think that coach perspective helps you out in a lot of these things that you do?
Absolutely, because I'm still teaching. Whether I'm in media or basketball or what have you, I'm teaching people. I'm making people believe in themselves. I guess I'm a motivational speaker as well because I make people believe in themselves that they could do anything they want. I've taught people that have learning disabilities, physical disabilities, how to be editors. You just got to break it down to the bare minimum. But once they get it, they got it. And then they off to the races. So yeah, I'm always going to be a coach, whether I'm coaching basketball or not. I love to help people. I love to inspire, and like I said, I know what it feels like to be doubted, overlooked, bullied. So, and I
Yes.
like to show people, look, I don't have much financially, but with God, I have everything.
Yes.
I sleep on
Now,
my mama's broke couch. I'm not rich.
yes, yes. And so you are creating a blueprint and you're sharing the blueprint. Like you literally are sitting there telling
Yes,
people the resources.
yes,
You're not afraid to
no.
share what you do because there's enough out here for everybody. A
But you
lot of
know, a lot of people don't do that. They try to hold on to, oh, if I tell you, then you gonna blow up and you gonna be better than me. I don't see it like that. If you blow up and be better than me, that's great. Guess what? I gotta get on my job and get back up to where you are at. I'm not a hater, I'm not jealous. That's why my company's competition officially doesn't exist. If you focus on your own self and build up your own platform, you ain't got time to worry about what nobody else is doing.
now I know they say you got a certain send off that you have when you do your show. I was looking at something that you sent to me and before you started doing this and you got hurt on the job, what kind of work do you used to do?
I've always worked in a group home aspect or school setting. I work with handicapped kids because all my family are correction officers. My brother, my sister, and my dad were correction officers. My mother used to be a secretary in the group home, and I felt like I needed to go that route because mentally, I didn't want to be locked up in a cage with these people and see people getting shanked and raped and all of that. That's not what I
Yeah.
wanted. So I
Yeah.
wanted to go the other route and do like group home settings, teaching in the school settings and stuff like that.
So
But
have you
my
ever
my
thought of,
real goal was just to be a professional basketball player.
and then you got hurt, so you couldn't do that. So have you ever
Yeah.
thought about going back and getting some of those student interns to help you do some of the things you need to be done? You could teach them to
Um,
do it.
I think about it, but it's like, right now, let me just focus on doing it myself because ain't nobody gonna have the same passion that you have for your platform. I get I want to help you and I want to do it until you got to see what I actually do, the grind and the hard work and the sacrifices that I have to make. Then it's this different. You know what I mean? People say what they will do until you need them to do what you ask them to do, and then they won't do it.
So now, Coach D, you also a head journalist for another magazine?
No, I write only for my magazine now, but I used to be a head journalist for Rare Royalty magazine and Human Canvas magazine.
Okay. And so you were doing this professionally. So when people come and they get featured in your magazine,
Mhm.
they're really working with a professional
Mhm.
and they don't even understand. So the value that you are offering is amazing. So it
And I
gives.
don't charge a lot of money either, and that's what the crazy part is. You know,
So
that's a
let's talk
lot of
about
people
that.
that charge hundreds of thousands of dollars for you to be in a magazine, and they are nowhere near. And I just started the magazine October of last year.
And you have how many editions?
Uh, I have like five.
Yes, 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 yes. So what's the next big project when you think about it? I know I want to give it you about what I told you about with the
I'm
mag.
doing a
Still want to do
part
that.
two to the TikTok edition. Then I'm gonna work on my workers comp
Well, let's
magazine about
and then
my
let's
life because it
and
needs to be known. I've been very quiet for 27 years, and I'm just to the point where now I'm tired of the worst insurance company in New York trying to tell me that I'm a fraud
is
because
that
I figured
GHI?
out, huh?
Who's that? GHI?
No, I'm not gonna put their name out there. I'll
Oh,
tell
because I'm
you
about
off
to say,
camera
woo.
because I'm still in litigation with them,
Okay, yeah. So don't
and
say that.
I'm going for a virtual hearing next week, and I don't want my lawyer saying you on here bashing them. And no, I'm not bashing anybody. I'm telling the truth. People, these insurance companies have the audacity to accuse you of being fraudulent when that's all they do. That's all they do is deny you money, deny you coverage, deny you treatment to get healthy. And then when it's permanent damage, they want to offer you pennies like they're doing you a favor.
Right.
But I have a master's degree. So why would I sit home and fake to get $349.86 every 2 weeks when I could demand 60,000 off top with my master's degree? Does
There
that
you go.
make any sense to you?
There you go. Tell them you're educated. So you have an education, you have
Mm-hmm.
experience,
Mm-hmm.
and now you have a network of people that you know you, and you can do things and make things happen.
And
So
that's why they're pissed off because I'm not a black angry woman. I'm not home drinking myself to death or doing drugs and saying, woe is me. I've figured out how to find peace through my pain by doing media. It's not easy. It's very hard. I can tell you, when I interviewed T.I. at the Barclays last year, we waited 5 hours. We weren't even supposed to, see T.I. that day. But what happened is when he got booed, he decided to grant us everybody that
oh,
was
you
in
was
the
there
room
for
an
that
interview.
show. Okay.
So I
Hold it
waited five
hold it up.
hours.
Hold it up. Wow. So that's the and okay, over on this camera, come over to the right. So that's when he became insta famous, right? And so you wow.
What happened is um he said it would be easy for him to become a comedian. What he should have said is it will be an easier path for me to become a comedian because I'm already T.I. the artist. But one thing you can't do is start your career in New York. If you corny, we gonna let you know you corny. It don't matter who you are. So that's what happened with him. And like I said, I've interviewed Rakim. I've waited hours for 2 minutes with Rakim, but guess what? I got it.
Hold it up. Hold it up. Oh, yeah. So again, for people who've never had the experience, that have never had it, a lot of times there are groupies and there are individuals, they don't know how to approach individuals. When you approach them, what did you say to make them, how did you get past their security, number one?
First of all, you just have to be yourself and say, "Hello, my name is Coach D from Code 31 Media, blah, blah, blah. I would like to have a few words. Do you mind if I can have 2 minutes with him for an interview? I'm not messy. I make everybody feel comfortable. That's the difference between me and somebody else. Somebody else will try to go in there and be like, well, how many groupies you slept with and knowing they married or whatever. I don't do none of that. So you have to make the artist or whoever that is that you want to interview, you have to make them feel comfortable as if y'all known each other forever. And because I see these people over and over again, we already have a rapport now. And so if you have a good rapport with these people, they're gonna tell other people, yo, she's solid.
That's right.
Definitely
That's
do
right.
an interview with her. When I did the celebrity 9/11 celebrity gala with Soho Johnny, shout out to Fred from Violator. He gave me an opportunity to do interviews. Mario Van Peebles was there, and he was nervous to come and do an interview with me. And a friend of my friends was like, no, she cool, do the interview. And he did the interview with me. He was like, that was great, sister. You know how that made me feel, Mario Van Peebles?
Yes. Yeah. So this is very inspiring for anyone out there who may be afraid to start and jump out there. Uh, any books that you read or anything that you did that helped you to get to that point?
No, I just believe in myself and I trust in God and I manifest everything that I want in life. Nobody gonna tell me what I cannot do. I'm gonna get it done. So when you tell me no, I guess the new thing is that it's the next opportunity. You're gonna tell me no, but you're gonna see me again.
That's
And you're
right.
gonna see who else I interviewed and say, well, damn, she came to me first.
Yeah.
See,
Now,
nobody can ever say I switched up or I acted funny because I'll approach you before I manifest what it's gonna take off. I'll come to you first and be like, yo, Crystal, yo, I got this idea. We gonna do this, that, and the third, da. And then you gonna be like, nah, I don't think it's it. I'll give you a prime example. My cameraman, I said, yo, this is what I want to do. I want to go to all these different events and I want to interview people. So come with me to build. Oh, nah, I gotta work. I gotta take my girl to work. Fast forward, a couple of weeks later, Code 31 is taking off, stops me in the middle of the road. Yo, D, what up? I believe in you now. Let's work. No, no. Because guess what? I had to figure it out. I starved. I got the ingredients. I got the food. I figured out how to cook the food. I'm about to sit down and eat my food. And now you want to come to the table and eat with me? No.
now somebody typed in there and they said, "Be patient in your waiting and keep driving through the node." That's it. And
Absolutely. Absolutely.
and somebody else said regarding what you said about the insurance people, they said, "Yes, I worked for one, seen it firsthand with AIG, massive thieves on them 401 plan loans." You know, yeah, it's a lot, and more people have to speak up about things like that, because until someone shares what they've gone through, we'll never know how we can be prepared. And sometimes it's too much stuff coming out here to the internet, right? People are sharing their business, but they're not sharing the right stuff. So you got to be real careful because we're living in a day
Yes.
and time where everybody thinks everything should be in the media. That's not what it's about. There's certain
Yes.
things you don't need to bring to the media, point blank.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you went in, you were not messy, you were presentable, always neat.
I'm myself. Like sometimes I have to get dressed up, but normally I could just go in there with a t-shirt, I usually have on my Code 31 Media missing ingredient media shirt with my cartoon character on it, or Code 31 Media, my logo on it, something like that. But I'm very professional and clean when I go in. But if I got to dress up, I put on a nice blazer, slacks, shoes.
Okay, if you were starting over today and you think about everything you've been doing since you started, what would you do different? Hey, Crystal, how you doing, Miss Music?
Um,
You coming through,
I
girl?
really wouldn't do anything different. I just would be more mindful of who I trusted and everybody has the yo, I got you. So now I would know, nah, you don't got me. That's just the media talk to get me out of your way.
Yes, Miss Crystal, I need to interview you too, because you're doing some amazing things. She's from New York City too. She down here, she giving it to him here in the South, man. She can't. New
I
Yorkers just
wouldn't
have
take it
something
more
about.
personal and I would have thicker skin if I had to start over. That's the only thing I would change.
You would have thicker skin and you wouldn't take it personal. I'm glad you said that. That's very important. A lot of people don't understand, and they don't have that emotional intelligence, and they don't know how to not take it personal. So that was a very, very, very good tip. Now, what about your friend? Did you try to take any friends with you during this journey?
Like I said, you try to bring people up. I try to bring people up that nobody, like I said, this is why I do the TikTok edition, to try to give opportunities to people that would never have an opportunity to be featured in a magazine. I try to show them how to edit, do talk shows, cooking shows on social media, clothing lines. And some of them are so used to being betrayed and hurt they don't realize when the real friend is sitting right in front of their face. And so
Yeah.
when you're doing good for somebody, they don't know how to receive it, so they try to sabotage their own blessings with you.
That's it. That's it. So thank you so much for sharing that. Yes, ma'am, Crystal. I know you're not taking things personal, girl, because you be out here doing your thing. I know better than that, you know. Make sure you DM me, Crystal, because we got to get together too. And definitely so. So now, what is it besides starting a nonprofit? I think you were talking about starting a nonprofit
Yeah, I
again.
haven't started it yet, but I do want to do a non for profit so that I can like do what I want to do is God willing, when these insurance company people come to their senses and give me the money that I deserve, I would like to get my own place and I would like to do a storefront, and I would like to have a big building to where I can do like the basketball and a dance program, because my niece does dancing. That's my sister's daughter. I would like to do something for her. My nephew does hip hop. I would like to have a studio where people could maybe do with their own recordings, and I would like to have all the clothing machines with the direct to print, the silk screen, the vinyl, and have people become entrepreneurs. That's what I want to do.
Come on now, let me see. Write that vision, girl. Make it plain. Habakkuk 2. Write it out, girl. Speak that thing into existence as it
Yes.
already was, and it will come to
Yes.
pass. All right. You have what you say. So I heard you say you manifested. I heard you say you believe. So you're going about it the right way. I appreciate
Mhm.
that, man. So out of all the people you interviewed, who sticks out to you the most? Who was the most impactful to you?
It will always be KRS-One because he was the very first one, and not only that, because I interviewed him multiple times. I actually just gave him a copy of his magazine a couple of weeks ago, and like he was just so gracious, and he's saying, I don't normally do, he's not in the limelight like that, so he appreciated that I thought enough of him to put him on the cover of my magazine, and he'll always be that one. And Ti, all of them play a significant role because, like I said, I never thought in a million years that I would have interviewed half the people that have already blessed my platform with the
So
Mario Van Peebles and a Kenny Anderson and a Ti, Rakim, Slick Rick, you
okay.
know, Randy Edelman. He's a film composer and editor. You know what I mean? Randy Burns, rockers. You know what I mean? From it's I don't
Wow.
know. It's just
Wow.
so many people that have blessed me with interviews, and I'm grateful to God for all of them.
Now, who is one person?
Tretch,
Who was one
Red
person you would
Alert.
like? Who
I
was one
met
person?
Wyclef.
Okay, move it over on this camera. We got
Eva.
two cameras going on, y'all, so I'm trying to make sure I get it on both. Now, who's the person you would like to interview that you if
Okay, so I've met him several times. He's my favorite. If anybody knows me, they know Method Man is my favorite. I have met him already. Okay, but I've never interviewed him yet. And actually, I just sent you the covers of my new magazine. I just interviewed his wife, daughter, and their co-host who just passed away. So rest in peace to Tracy Brown. I
oh
interviewed
no,
them March 31st of this year, and that was
Wu
an
Tang.
amazing interview.
Yes, Wu Tang. Yeah, Crystal. Crystal's an amazing.
Method Man and Bobby Brown are my favorites. So if I get to meet them and interview them, that would be amazing. Also, Dapper Dan, April Walker, Carl Kanai from the fashion industry. And then, everybody else is a bonus. I done interview people that I never would have imagined. So,
So talk to me about your podcast. You also have a podcast. When is
hmm
it? What time? And
um,
what guests do
it's an
you have?
in studio podcast on S Street Media. It's out here in Queens, on the border of Queens and Brooklyn. And it's just the same thing that I would do in an in person interview, but it's in a sit down podcast studio. And it's live on YouTube every Wednesdays from 7 to 8 on S Street Media
So it's
on YouTube.
live. Okay,
Yes.
good, good, good. Well, that's really awesome. That's
Hmm.
good. Well, I just want you to know I'm so proud of you. You are
Thank you.
perseverant. Like you are not letting nothing stop you.
No.
Uh, you're going through the nose and you're pushing through it, and that's what it takes, you know. And to hear your vision is amazing. I mean, everything that you want to do to give back to your niece and nephew because you lost your sister and brother.
Hmm.
The way you're taking care of your parents.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh, the way you're taking care of parents is just
Thank you.
absolutely amazing, you know. And so I thank you guys. If you are not following Coach D, Coach 31 Media, you need to do so. If you are interested in getting covered in her magazine, if you're interested in being a sponsor, she needs sponsors. Uh,
Yes.
that the magazines are phenomenal. They are. Look at the quality of these magazines. Look at the quality. Okay.
And if you
And
want to do your own magazine, we also have packages for you to do your own magazine.
yeah, so we need to talk because I tell you about what I want to do for the podcast edition,
Yes.
and we got to get together and collaborate on that. I also want to still, like I said, when I come there, because I don't have
Yes.
a setup in New York.
Hmm.
When I come there, I thought about you because sometimes we try to go do everything. Ain't no sense of me trying to do something. When I get
Yes.
that call, I said, you know what? I will call you and I'm gonna talk to you offline about how I want to set that up. But I strongly believe because I haven't gone to get the things I want to get. Now, have you invested in microphones and all that stuff yet?
Yeah, I have like cordless microphones. My cameramen pretty much have the camera, and I went on Amazon and I got the microphones. I don't have like everything is in the studio is already part of my package. Like they have, if you're in New York and you want to do your own podcast, you can do your own podcast on S Street Media. It's $150 a month.
Now she said, do you do books or just magazine?
I just do magazines right now.
Mm-hmm. But the magazines are beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. And so if someone that's why I want to do a collab with you because with the story time thing, I have an idea and I talked to you offline about that idea. And I don't have time to be doing a magazine, but we do understand people, you have to understand there's a cost to do these things, right?
Hmm.
Because that these things are not going to be free. The cost is not like what you would normally see out here in this industry, but it's worth your while. You saw the quality of everything she's doing. So,
Hmm.
what is one thing other than what you're doing for your businesses that you want people to know about Coach D? When you stop doing all this, when you chill out after you finish taking care of mom and dad, and you just you won your case, you just kind of mellowing out. What is the one thing you want people to say about?
I'm just me. I'm always gonna be me on and offline. I'm a cool, laid back individual, you know. But I have another side to me, and I just wish people would just embrace when I do good things for people and not be jealous and have animosity and try to hurt me for doing good. Why would you try to hurt somebody for doing good? That's the most frustrating thing that I want people to know, that I'm a human being. I have feelings. And if I'm not doing anything to hurt you, why would you try to sabotage or hurt me?
Right, right, right. We definitely appreciate that, and I saw that when you said that, I saw that. Crystal, I'm just gonna let Crystal come here for a minute and see what she was interested in doing. She's doing a lot of creative stuff. She's really doing a lot of creative stuff here in North Carolina. And
Can I let them know where to reach me at?
yes, please,
Okay,
please, please.
so on Instagram, you could get me at Code 31 Media, Code 31 Mag. I'm not really on my apparel page, but Code 31 Apparel. I'm on TikTok at Code 31 Media. I'm at Code Media 31 TV. That's my backup on TikTok. I'm on YouTube, Code 31 Media Interviews. But like I said, on Wednesdays, we go live on S Street Media, so you can follow on both those pages. And my email is code31media@gmail.com.
Well, I tell you what, I just thank you for taking time to share all that because you're doing some great stuff. Don't let nobody take your joy. Don't let anybody make you dim your light. You understand what I'm saying? Keep doing what you're doing. I know that, like you said, you have days where you are just in pain and hurting, but you still
I'm
get it done.
always in pain. I really had to force myself to get up to do this interview with you. I was so drained from the funeral, and that's what workers comp doesn't understand. They think, oh, she's just out here doing it. But what she doesn't understand, like on podcast night, right? That's from 7 to 8. But I get there around 6 so I could get set up and have my guests coming at 6:30. Once all that's done at 8:30, I come home, I take care of my dad, and I eat a little bit, and then I pass out, and then my body is just like, you know what I mean, and I have to pull myself up in the morning at 7:30 to take care of him because they don't understand.
You're going to be blessed for that. You're going to be so blessed because of what you're doing for your parents. I just want you to know that you be encouraged because you're setting an example for a lot of people. How far out are you scheduled for your podcast? You have guests scheduled already,
Oh,
like through the.
everybody, I'm already booked up for the rest of the month, and then I'm working on next month now.
Yeah,
Actually,
that's
I have Dr. Naima. She specializes in autism. She's my guest for next week. So y'all
okay.
tune in next week to see her. I just had Hip Hop Chef DR this Wednesday that just passed. He's a celebrity chef to the stars, and he makes amazing. He made a sweet potato filled with lobster, shrimp,
Ooh,
salmon,
wow.
macaroni and cheese. Like I did, it's on my show. If you look on S Street Media, we just had them on the show. So
Now that's on YouTube.
that's on YouTube. But I'll
So
probably put up the little clips on here because I think if you follow S Street Media on here, he also puts up clips from our shows as well on here.
yeah, send me that link, please. Send me that link so I know how that. What's going on, Deacon Talk? If y'all are just coming through, make sure you follow. You're listening to Story Time. Also, Coach D has a podcast that she does as well. She has an amazing magazine. She has so
Thank
many
you.
things she's doing. So hit her up and make sure that you contact her if you are interested in getting featured in her magazine, or if you're looking for a good project to sponsor. If you're looking for an individual,
And you know, the best advice I can tell anybody that wants to do what I do or just do anything in general is just trust in God. Always remain humble because you never know who you can help and they can help you return. And never let no one devalue your worth. I don't care how much money, contacts, connections they have. If they're not treating you right, walk away. I've done it. I've
yeah,
had people tell me, you'll be nothing without me. And I've super exceeded them.
yes, that's right. And you
and
said
keep
something
and
that was
keep and
powerful.
keep your circle small.
But the most valuable thing I heard out of what you just said is know your worth.
Know your
You got to
worth.
know your worth.
Absolutely.
Know your worth, and don't sell yourself short because
Nope.
people will you know they'll undercut you, they will
Mhm.
undermine you, but if you
Mhm.
know who you are, you just keep your head up and keep going. Well,
Absolutely.
listen, Coach D, I'm not gonna keep you long because I know you said your dad was waiting for you in the bathroom. What, any closing
No,
comments?
he ain't wait. I said in the morning times at 7:30 in the morning, my dad's already on the toilet. And I want to thank my mother, Dolores Ellison, because she keeps me grounded. She keeps me humble. When I interviewed Ice T, I came home. I was so excited. I said, "Oh my God, mommy! I just interviewed Ice T." She said, "That's nice, baby. Go take care of your dad. Wash the dishes. Put the garbage out." So that's why people feel like we are on the same level or they think that they can talk to me crazy, not knowing that I am really a celebrity media personality. You see the people that I interview. So when I throw it up on TikTok, they like, wait a minute. She really not like us. Yeah, you're trying to treat me as if I'm beneath you because you have more followers than me. But my real life is lit. You're not lit in real life. This is fake.
There
Social
you go.
media is
Come on,
not
say that.
real
Say
life.
that again for the people in the back.
Social media is not real life. You can have 10K followers,
Woo!
100K followers, and most of y'all be buying your followers.
Yes,
I'm real, and this is me on and off camera. That's why I get love. That's why I can get the interviews that I do. Cause I'm a real one. Y'all come on here with these fake faces like your life is so great. No, I tell my truth so the lies don't stick. I live on my mama broke couch right here. I don't have much financially, but with God, I have everything. And whatever I want, I'm gonna manifest it and I'm gonna go get it. In
come
memory
on
of my
now.
brother and sister.
Yes, Lord. And see, that's what it is. Humility and realness. You got to be real. Don't
Yes.
try to be something you're not. The internet will have you believe that people
Yes.
are someone that they're not. And a
Yes.
lot of people are trying to portray that. And
Yes.
so it can be discouraging if you focus on the numbers. Don't focus on the numbers. If you
Yes.
focus on the numbers, you're missing it. Focus on the mission and who
Yes.
you're trying to help. Focus on who you want to help. That's what it's all.
Yes.
Well, Coach D, I thank you. I thank you. I
You're
truly,
welcome.
truly do thank you so much for your time. Let's get together. Let's talk about that magazine. Let's talk about what we can do. I will keep you in touch when I get updated on what's going on
Okay.
in New York City. And when I come through there, I'm gonna make sure I hit you up so I can so I can get with you, so I can meet you. I was supposed to be there a couple of times, but the flights have been kind of crazy. But I
Well, I thank you
appreciate
for
you.
having me on your show. I really truly
I
appreciate
appreciate
this.
you. I do. I really do. And look forward to working with you. And let's make it happen. I really want to do that thing with the podcasters. So
I
let's
know you
do that.
interviewing me, but before we go, you gotta say it's code 31.
It's code 31. Well,
Let's
that's
get it,
it.
baby. That's the
Okay.
motto.
So, and it's code 31 and it's story time too. So we know I love it. I love the code 31. Is that what you have everybody say before they leave
Yes, and
the
I have
show?
that on merch as well.
Okay, okay. And again, for the people who just came in, code 31, I love it, stands for
Competition officially doesn't exist. 31 is my basketball number.
man, oh man. You see the magazine she's got there, guys. Hit her up. Hold that magazine one more time up. Hold that. You gotta hit her up if you want to be on the magazine. You see the quality of these magazines. If you want to be inside, open it up. Open it up. If this is not a game, okay, this is professional work right here.
Oh,
So if
let me
you
show you this
get
one.
something done, she's
Yes.
hitting up and she's working with those people. You need to make sure you hit her up and get it
That's
done.
Michael. That's Michael from Good Times. Ralph
Yeah,
Carter.
yeah, that's oh yeah, look at that. And all of that, she stepped out on faith and
Yes.
she just acted out and the rest was manifested. That's
Yes.
all it takes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
We'll be back on Tuesday and we got to get some things done. But we thank you for passing through. Share, like, comment, follow
Thank you,
both of us
guys.
up there. Hit that arrow up there. And we'll see you next time
All
on
right,
Story
y'all.
Time.
Be good.
All right.
Thank you so
My name is
much.
Crystal Bodie Smith. Yes, ma'am. I thank you. All right. And it's a wrap, y'all. We'll see you next time. All right. Thank you so much. And you have been listening to Story Time.